another episode of the Heist Garage's Shop Talk. You're here with your boy Alex, my brother, co-host Pablo. As you can see,
A little bit of different
got,
setup here.
dude, big difference. I got my brother a table, so now he's on the ones and twos as well. You can't see yet. We wanted to do multicam too, but
My brother didn't really plan it out.
yeah,
So we didn't have enough equipment. I thought we didn't have the right equipment. We didn't have enough equipment.
yeah. We need
Yeah. Hopefully next week.
camera holders or what are the tripods? We need tripods.
Camera holders.
Camera holders. As you can
Tripod
tell, we're
or
professionals.
Little stands or something.
But yeah, so that way you can see our new carpet. They don't match the drapes, if you catch my drift.
Hey yo.
No, what do they say now? No Diddy. Everybody says no Diddy.
No
now.
Diddy?
No Diddy.
I've never heard that.
You haven't heard that?
No.
Oh, dude, everybody's saying that now.
No
instead of like
Diddy.
pause or no homo, they go
No
They go like,
Diddy?
oh yeah, me and my boys were going out, da 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 da, and then they just go no Diddy.
Oh my god.
So I'm trendy, dude. I'm trendy. I keep up with it. But yeah, no, we do that, and then one of the big noticeable differences I'm hoping is the sound, because we got these pod mics, Rode pod
Yeah,
mics. We
They're pretty cool.
yeah.
Big upgrade from the last
So
one.
as you can see, the t-shirt business is a little bit. It's kind of booming at the
Yeah.
moment.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so we appreciate your
Big
guys'
thanks.
support.
Like we always say every episode now, we can't do any of this stuff without you.
No. Of course
Little by
not.
little, we're upgrading. We got you got a laptop. We got studio lights now.
got the
Now we got the
lights.
mics. We got the headphones.
We got
and
2 desks.
hopefully, we can get an actual studio now or a space to get rent.
Yeah,
We
dude.
can get a
Something
studio
would
and
be nice.
It'll be
Or-
fun. So you guys can't tell, but
Or
we're in my brother's living room right now.
yeah, we're in our studio, or
Yeah.
or
This is a work area, as a matter of fact.
it honestly is. It's because like in this other corner, on
That's
this
where we
other
have
corner is where
you got the heat press,
yeah, it's the heat.
and you have the stack of shirts right there, and you have the rest of
Exactly.
the stock downstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, thank you guys. Without you guys watching and liking, sharing the videos, clicking the website, we can't
Can't do
do
anything
this without you guys. We can't do anything of this without you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're living life now. No, but I'm hoping that too. When the last episode that I was editing or listening to, I'm a heavy mouth breather, so I'm hoping that this mic doesn't pick it up, or
Yeah, I remember
I
mean,
get
when you told
away
me.
from
When
the
did you
mic.
tell me on Tuesday, right? On the way, yeah, it was on Tuesday. You told me, and I was like, "That's weird. I didn't notice." And I usually noticed it. Like, dude, this doesn't like. What the fuck? Shut up, dude. Like.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I've just lived with you my whole life. So
It's
I
just-
never
yeah,
noticed.
Exactly.
It's
It's
just,
just something that you just
it's
didn't
just
pick
there.
up
It's
on.
just human natural.
It's exactly. It's human
and
natural.
then you told me, and I was like, really? You're like, yeah, dude, it's fucking annoying, bro.
so
I couldn't.
bad.
You're like, I couldn't fucking edit it. I just so the whole that episode is just you. Okay, guys, welcome everybody to.
Dude, it sounds like I ran here, and it's like, this is my house. Why am I out of breath coming onto the show?
Oh,
Dude,
God.
And what sucks too is like I caught it, but it was like when I was
was
trying
too
to
late?
edit it, and yeah, it was too late, and like no one's your worst. What do they say? Your worst
you're
critic
your own
is
worst
yourself.
critic?
And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, lose some weight, man. What are you doing? So I'm hoping that my mic etiquette gets better, because I also talked to another podcaster, which brings us to our first point and our segue into opening the show. So I did an oil change on Felipe and Ashley's 2015 Toyota Corolla this past weekend. So that business is booming a little bit as well too, the mobile. And real quick before we jump into that whole situation,
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny.
yeah, Felipe we shouted them out. He is one of the
He is Filo of the Revloshow.
of the Revloshow, and we got to talk to him. I got to talking to him, and he's a great podcaster. And he started talking to me about, like, what do you use? Where's your RSS feed at? How are you editing it? How are you getting it out? And I started talking to him and telling him, like, dude, I can't, like, this editing sucks. Like, I can't do this. And he's like, well, if you go on Adobe, it shows you tutorials, and it has interactive tutorials where you do it step by step, and it goes with you, and then it'll tell you, like, oh, you did that wrong. You might want to try again. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I did it, and I learned a couple things. So shout out to him for giving me that tip. And also, he was telling me how he has Adobe Cloud, and it was funny. I don't want to like out him or whatever. Not that anybody super important listens to the podcast, but he got lucky with that. But yeah, shout out to them. They finally have a date. They have a time, a place where they're gonna be showing the Revlo movie.
I forgot the date. It's in June though.
It's in June.
June 8th, June 18th,
16th. When's Juneteenth? They're doing it the
18th. It's the 18th then. It's the 18th. Juneteenth is the 19th.
Okay, so June 18th, I believe it
at
was
a theater in Eagle. I don't remember the theater name, but in Eagle Rock. It's a long-awaited premiere of this movie. I wouldn't even. It's a movie, but it's more like of a
documentary.
A documentary
about
the Revloshow / Rev, which is Chris Don. And yeah, the last time we were on his podcast, what, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
We talked about after, and we were supposed to do an event here on our block, and we were supposed to shut the street down. And
yeah, we wanted to
do a nice big
like
a block party type of thing, and ended up not working out. It was too hard to get the permits.
Yeah.
Financially, we weren't able to.
No.
It was just too much behind the scenes that we couldn't do. And we told him, and our biggest fear was that he was gonna be like, "Fuck, dude! Like, I really wanted it because it was gonna be in a partnership with him. We both wanted to do it." And I remember we were talking, and we were both like, "Fuck, dude, Felipe's gonna be mad, bro. Like,
yeah, like I hope
he's not gonna, the whole thing was for him, and he was all excited about it.
I don't want to disappoint you."
We were excited about it, and then when we told him and Rory were like, it worked out because Rory wasn't done with the video.
He was still mastering the masterpiece.
Yeah, they talk about it
real quick. Surprise, dude. So
what is this?
As you guys all know, it was May. May the 4th this past weekend, and what dairy farm did this? What company? Was it Trumu?
No, not Trumu. Is it Trumu? Isn't Trumu a clothing brand?
No, Trumu.
Isn't it like True Cow? I'm thinking of Fairy Life.
I don't know.
I'm still wrong.
But point is, our sister went out and she got us some blue milk that they drink in Star Wars.
Dude, I'm lactose intolerant.
And so I guess we're about to taste it. It should taste like regular milk, right?
If it's like the one from Disneyland, it's gonna taste like coconut, and I don't like that.
So my brother might throw up on the podcast. Shout out to my sister though. I told her to. So, salud. May the 4th.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's like sweet. Or is it just me? Does it taste like chocolate milk to you?
No, it tastes like Fruit Loop milk. Like when you eat cereal?
Yeah, like cereal milk.
Like Fruit Loop or Fruity Pebbles?
Definitely recommend it. Now imagine this in your Fruity Pebbles. And
yo.
No Diddy.
No Diddy?
No Diddy in your Fruit Loops.
This is good. Now, would I like drink it as like, let me have it with some cookies? No,
this was the perfect amount. But shout out to Alisa, my sister. For the shot of the blue.
You're messing up the
ambiance,
the
studio.
studio.
The wall. It's a wall. Oh my God, it's a wall, guys. I promise you, it's a wall. It's not a curtain. So shout out to
we're Star Wars fans. We actually went on Sunday to watch the movie.
Yeah, we went.
Phantom Menace.
We want to go watch the Phantom Menace.
There you guys go. My brother's closet in the background.
Yeah, dude.
You just outed him. What was I saying?
Studio.
Felipe. We were talking about the block party,
Yeah.
and we couldn't do it. And we told Felipe, and Felipe was like, "It's cool." It ended up working out because he wasn't ready either. And Rory was telling us, like, dude, it ended up being so much more than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that the film was gonna be that he wasn't putting effort into it, but he's like, I started
going,
talking to people,
started progressing more.
And it started getting more and more.
It became a bigger thing than what he thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. And which is good. That's what we're really excited about because from what I heard in the first episode, well, not the first episode, but the comeback episode, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, dude.
And so we ended up not being able to do it, and we were like, it doesn't work out. But now, Felipe told us last week that they finally found the theater and they posted it on their Instagram. I think it's called the Revlo Movie.
Yeah, that's the Revlo
movie. You just want to follow
movie.
it? The Revlo Movie. Get all the information about
On
the movie.
Instagram.
Watch all the trailers. They're pretty funny.
That too. We don't know. We're kind of just going off what. We're just kind of firing off the hip, but we don't know if they're gonna be like selling tickets, if it's gonna be like a
we
close
don't know
friend thing,
the capacity type of thing.
So we don't really know. But if you go and follow it, I don't see why not. Why you shouldn't follow it. Just go ahead, man. It's a good. It's a good.
Follow the
film.
Rev And Filo show.
Yeah,
too,
and it's a good
podcast.
podcast too. Yeah, go to they talk about it. So,
but yeah. So yeah, he was telling us, and I'm excited for that. That they finally found a theater,
a spot that they're gonna do it
they're
at.
gonna premiere the movie, and it should be fun. It should be cool.
And not only that too. So when I was talking to him, the day after, again we'll get into this whole story, but when I was talking to him, he was like, oh, did you see? I was like, yeah, dude, I actually reposted it. And he was like, oh, my bad. But I was like, yeah. I was like, I saw you guys have a date. You guys have a theater. And he was like, yeah, dude, what's cool? It's like, it's done. Like, there's no more, oh, it's going to be at the theater and maybe we'll show it there. We're still not sure yet. No, it's like, it's done.
Now we're just waiting
all
for
it
the
is
day.
the fine details, like how many people are going to go.
Yeah, all the stuff we were talking
what is
about,
it going to
yeah.
be? Is it going to be he wasn't saying like, I don't know if it's going to be a ticket, but he was just like, the little details. So I don't know if it's going to be a ticketed event. I don't know if it's going to be close to just, friends, this, that, or the other. But he was like, it's done. That's what it means. That means it's done. Like, Rory, it's the final cut.
Yeah.
Boom, we're ready to go. And we're excited about it because, again, they are close friends of ours. We've been on that podcast and just, what that podcast went through and what that group of friends went through. And we're going to be able to see it and, like, kind of dig back.
It's gonna be. I think Felipe said it was kind of bittersweet.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
for sure,
you're
dude.
seeing. It's a movie about Rev who passed away,
Yeah.
but then you're seeing like all the time that they laughed, and it's like, oh, that's how everybody.
You see the evolution of the
everybody that
podcast.
told a story about Rev, Chris Don. It was never like, oh, he was a fucking asshole. It was always like, that dude was a fucking clown, bro.
Yeah, dude,
like
he's hilarious.
He was a shit talker. He was funny.
He's a good guy, and yeah, it just it digs deeper into their friendship.
Yeah.
Not that it explores like the beginnings of their friendship, because they were friends before that, and then they decided to do this podcast, and they were like, because what we talk about is funny, and then you see that not only through the podcast but on film, and then you see the impact that that Rev had on everybody else,
Yep.
not just Felipe, but everybody else.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, and yeah, it's just super exciting.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
I'm
We're
super excited.
Super
to see
big
about it.
time.
Yeah,
big time.
I'm going to buy like the big box of Puff Plus tissues, the ones with like the
Yeah, man.
dude, it's gonna be a tearjerker for sure,
yeah.
man. Just because Revel's a good guy, and the podcast is in good hands, but. I don't want to sound like a dick and like put pressure but there was something special between them too.
Yeah, right.
Not
Even
that the
Felipe,
podcast
even
is,
Felipe
yeah,
says it too. Like it's not
way
that it's bad
different.
now, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
But it's still good.
it's still good. It's
Still
still good.
good,
He's
still
a good
great,
guy.
still
yeah,
great.
This last
We still
episode
enjoy-
of PsyOps, I didn't even know what that was, and
We still enjoy
What
listening
the
to
fuck
it
was
and
it?
laughing at them.
It's
and
hilarious, yeah.
Talking to my radio.
yeah, it's still a funny group of friends. But yeah, so yeah, June. I hope.
18th.
Oh, I
He said
hope
it was-
18th, because it's the day
said it
before
was
Juneteenth. So
18th.
June 18th, it's gonna be in Eagle Rock. We'll post something up somewhere around here or what have you, or in the description. Follow them at the Revloshow, and then follow them at the Revlo Movie. But the whole reason we were able to talk to them was because Ashley had asked me if I could do an oil change on their car, and I was like, "Hell yeah, brother! I got you." Got the information. Went to go get the oil. Went to go get the oil filter. Was gonna do it on Saturday, or Sunday, and that Friday I was like, okay, I was getting all my stuff together from work. This, that, boom, boom. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need that. All right, cool. For those of you who don't know, in 2015 or like in 2013, the Toyotas, the Corollas, the Tacomas, Tundras. Toyota decided, we're going to make something new. It's going to be called a cartridge filter. So it's not the typical spin-off filter. It's a cartridge filter. On most Toyotas or small cars, it's a plastic housing, right? So you literally take this off, and you take out the paper filter from there, and you put a new one.
Yeah, I remember when we were at the store and you bought it.
Yeah. You're like, what the fuck?
You're like, I want this, and I was like, why don't you buy a K&N one? You're like, oh, I'm gonna buy a Toyota one because this one is a filter, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and I
you opened the
opened
box, you're like, look, and I was like, that does not look
Yeah.
real, dude. Like it looks like a fucking.
It's like
toy.
you reassemble it.
Yeah.
And what most people are used to is that spin-off filter, depending on how old, or because that too, this is like kind of semi-old technology. Some super old cars have that, like whatever. But anyways, majority of people are used to a spin-off filter. It's like the whole casing. It kind of looks like this, and then it just has like threads, and you just take it off and you replace the whole thing. Not the case for this Toyota. And when I worked at Firestone, we would use a bunch of different oil filter wrenches. So if you know what I'm talking about, they're the ones that have like the 3 little teeth and they go around the Toyota filter. Those don't work ever. They either end up breaking the oil filter housing, or you break your tool, it gets stuck, it just doesn't work. The one you want is that chrome socket. It's nice. It fits that cup beautifully,
The one you have?
Yeah, dude. It's like a 13-year-old going on his first date and trying to cop a feel, and it just fits. It's perfect. It just cups it perfectly. So I got it. I have it. And I bought a new one when when I moved to my current job, and because it was there, it was like $30. It was on sale. I was like, well, I'm gonna take it because you never know when you're gonna need it. So I grabbed it. I even told Roger, I was like, yo, this thing, blah blah
Game
blah, it's a
changer.
game changer. He's like, oh, for real? I was like, yeah. You ever do a Toyota oil change? He's like, yeah. My brother has a 4Runner. I've broken that shit. And he's like, I even replaced it and then bought an extra just in case like it happens again. And I was
I remember one
like,
time
oh,
you did
this
mine
one.
and you used it, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, what
I
the
was
fuck
like,
is
well,
that?
this
That's not the one you used the last
This
time.
one is perfect.
Uh,
Well, I forgot it on Friday. So I was like, well, shit. So I go to Walmart because that too, if you follow our 1 minute podcast, one of my tips was going to get your oil and your oil filters at Walmart
yes.
because they're like $5, sometimes $10 cheaper.
Yeah.
So we did that. I go and I was like, oh, they have one of these oil filters for $5. I was like, I'm not breaking the bank. Let's go try it. So I got it. You know, it's flimsy. It's light. It's like aluminum. It's not even chrome. So I was like, all right. So whatever. Doing the oil change. We're catching up. My brother's with me. We're talking to Ashley. We're talking to Felipe. Getting it done. It's pretty quick. That Walmart filter just did not work. I was like struggling, and then Felipe goes, "Oh, I have the thing. Why didn't you tell me?" And I was like, "Well, my bad, bro. Like I didn't know you
Like,
had
I
it."
have the tool. I have
Yeah,
the tool.
here. And he pulls out the one that doesn't work, the one that I don't like. When I saw it, I was like, all right, let me just give it a try so that I don't discourage them. So I do it. I put it.
Oh, well, now I know, Felipe. You bought some cheap shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he bought it on Amazon. Like I'm not expecting him to pull out the one that I needed because I'm like, why is this dude gonna shallow out $30-$40 for something that he might not use? So I was like, whatever, it's cool. It's fine. I'll use it. That thing's like probably like $20-$15 or something. So I did it, and I'm trying to break it. Nope. I was like, I know it's not gonna break. I was like, as long as it doesn't break the oil filter housing, like it's fine. So I put my 3/8 breaker bar, and you saw me. I was under the car.
Let me tell you what I saw.
Go ahead, break it down.
My brother was in the car because he had already said like, oh, I can't do it. I'll come back tomorrow. So you put all your shit in the car already. So we were kind of packing up. I was leaning up against the wall, like facing you in the driveway. Felipe was to my left and Ashley was to my right. We were just talking, and then Felipe brings up the tool. He's like, oh, I have it. This is what you're looking for. And you're like, oh yeah, cool. Give it to me. You go back to your car, you get the tool. You're down there, you get the breaker bar. You're like, oh, pass me the breaker bar. Give it to you, and then we're talking, and I don't know. I think Felipe was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I look under the car, and your head is sticking out.
Yeah.
Your head is under the bumper, the front bumper.
Yeah.
And you're prying the breaker bar with your legs.
my legs.
Like, and you're not even kicking it. You know when you like change a tire, you kind of jump on it. You're like you're pushing off. I don't want to show you, but you're kind of pushing off of the breaker bar. Like your feet are on the breaker bar, gets like pushing.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What are you doing?" You're like, I was like, "Oh, you can't do it." And you're like, "No." And that's when I was like joking. He was like, "Oh, you need a big, strong man to do it." You're like, "No, dude, I'm scared of breaking it." And as you said that, I heard the clink, and your breaker bar was flying to the left. And then you're like, "Oh, fuck!" And I was like, "Oh, did you break the tool, the filter tool?"
Yeah, like what broke?
Yeah, I was like, "What broke?" And you're like, "My fucking breaker bar." And I was like, "What?" And yep, I picked up the breaker bar, and it was pretty much just like the handle. There was nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, "What the?"
It's
fuck?
still good. I was able
Oh
to put it together.
god.
But yeah, and then the tool broke, like the
Yeah.
top of it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Felipe." He was like, "Oh, it's cool, dude. I bought it a while ago, like a long time ago. Don't worry about it. I got it on Amazon." I was like, "All right, cool." So I'm giving it back to them, and I was like, "I'll be back Monday. I have the actual tool. I just forgot to bring it. Like, it'll be easy. Like, it's not even gonna be a hassle to me. It's not gonna be a hassle to you guys. Like, just let me do it.
I'll be back.
And he was like, all right, yeah, that's fine. And so I do it. I do that, and whatchamacallit, I'm telling him, like, hey, like, if you could keep this between us, like, don't tell anybody. He's like, oh, no,
Don't
dude, it's cool.
don't leave a bad review on Google.
And then jokingly, I give it to Ashley. I go, here, to remember me by. And she's like, oh, my God, we're going to frame it. I don't know what. And Felipe goes, oh, yeah, dude, I'm going to leave a review. Like, hey, man, this guy is, he got the oil change done, but don't lend him your tools. He'll break them and leave.
He'll break your tools and it'll take him 2 days to do a 30-minute
Yeah,
job.
exactly. So, fuck. So, whatever, the next day, I go to work, which was this past Monday, and then I get my tool. I literally grabbed it and I put it like in my bag.
Put it in your pocket?
I was like, dude, I can't forget. Yeah, exactly. Put it on my chain so that I wouldn't forget it. So, I go back, and the story doesn't end there, right? So I go back, again, catching up more because Felipe was pretty much taking care of little Chris. And so that's when he started breaking down this whole podcasting thing, and I was able to talk to him a little more. But I'm there, and I had took that. So I took the oil filter wrench, and then I took my 1/2-inch breaker bar because I was like, this bitch is gonna need more power, a little more torque. So I'm like, all right, I take it. It's like an 18-inch breaker bar, I think it is, and it's a 1/2-inch one. So I go, put it on. It's still not really budging. I don't really have that much room. The car's not that high up. Again, it's on my Harbor Freight Rams, which no dig to Harbor Freight, right? Like they did their job.
Harbor Freight sponsors.
Harbor Freight sponsors. I was able to get under the car.
And as a matter of fact, all the tools my brother used were from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, majority of them. I mean, I had and so I'm doing it, and it's not coming out. I'm like, okay, well, fuck. And I'm like, last ditch effort. And again, I'm telling them, I'm like, don't tell anybody I did this. But here I am talking about it on the podcast. Definitely don't do this again unless it's your last ditch effort. I'm in the back of my trunk, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I look to the right side, and well, lo and behold, my beautiful red lady in she's in Lady in Red. My Milwaukee 1/2-inch impact gun is just sitting there with the battery on, just staring at me.
And I remember when we went on Sunday to do the first time, I was like, hey, do you need your impact gun? And you're like, nah, I'm good. And I was like, all right,
I was
cool.
like, I'm not going to need it. You shouldn't need it for an oil change. But that too, it would have shattered that other thing in a million pieces, all right? So I see it, and I'm like, wow, fuck it, here we go.
Let's see what happens.
So I put the oil filter wrench on it, and I told them, I was like, don't tell anybody I'm doing this. And Felipe's all like, oh, what's up? Oh, what's that machine there, huh? And I was like, yeah, I did. I went, and he's like, oh, shit, it's like that? And I'm like, yeah, you're not supposed to do this, though. Like, and he's like, all right, man, well, whatever works.
I trust you, but I don't trust you.
Like, well, whatever works, you're already here. So I did it, and I hit it. Nothing happens.
Oh, my God.
I hit it again. Nothing happens. And I'm like, all right, Felipe, like, it's do or die time now.
You fucking stripped it.
I'm like, it's do or die time now. Either it comes off, or breaks. Either way, I can't leave this dude like this. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So I give it a nice, and it breaks loose quick. I stop. I basically like threw the fucking the impact gun out of the way. I was like, oh, okay, it's good. And he's like, oh, what happened? I was like, oh, it came off, dude. We're good. So I was like, I took it off, dude. I fucking chucked the impact gun because I was like, damn, like legit. I don't want
nobody to pass by. Oh, she's gonna pass by.
Be like,
what are you doing down there?
First of all, so I was able to do it. I took it off. For those things, you got to replace the O-ring and then the filter, right? And so that too, when you put the O-ring back on, like as weird as it sounds, you're supposed to like grab it and like kind of stroke it a little bit so that the O-ring like
so it stretches.
Not that it stretches, but so that it sits right. Because sometimes people will put it on, and the O-ring does have like a crease going around it, and it'll be like kind of twisted. And then you try to put it on, and you'll think it's on, but it's not sitting right, and it'll leak everywhere. So you kind of move it. Anyways, I did it. I was able to put it back on, and I was like victorious. I was like, oh my God, dude, this and it was funny because Ashley was saying
Heights Garage tips and tricks.
Yeah, exactly. Use your impact. Just you got to know your impact gun too, though. Okay, you gotta be nice with the trigger finger. All right, if you're barely starting off and you don't like necessarily understand like the feel of things, then don't use it. Right? Like just be like, hey, I can't do it. Move on.
But what's the worst that can happen?
Dude, the worst that could happen is just the top breaks off and then the threads stay stuck in there. So then you have to go in with like a hammer and a chisel and chisel it out one by one and hope that you don't break the threads on the whole housing that's connected to it. And I've been, not in the worst situation, but I've been in that situation where we've had to break it off like piece by piece, and it turns into an hour, and then you gotta, it's just so dumb. But then that too, if you're in a situation where you already see that it's beat up and stuff, you can go to Toyota. You can find them probably on Amazon, the oil filter housings that are metal, and those are 20 times better because they're not gonna break. It's not plastic. You gotta think about it. It's on the undercarriage of the engine, right? Like it's in the bottom. It's by the oil pan. The oil filter's down there. It gets hot when the heat hits that plastic. It's just gonna expand, and you know it changes it, and sometimes you just can't get it off. But I was able to do it with the impact gun, and then after when I was done too, I was like, man, I hope I didn't fuck it up for the next guy who has to do this. And Felipe's all,
you're the next guy. It's gonna be
you, dude. So what are you talking about? And I was like,
you fucked it up. There's no going back now.
Yeah.
You can't go to anybody else.
I got it done. It was fine. So yeah, tips and tricks. If you have one of those, just go ahead and hit it with the impact gun. But I mean, that's
yeah, that's a good fun filled.
Yeah.
lesson learned weekend.
It really was. It really was, because that too, like that. I don't want to say that was my first oil, because it wasn't. I've done oil changes, but to actually like travel and go to someone's house. Usually, I mean, I did it with Eddie, and Eddie's was smooth. It was a normal oil filter. Not even. I don't even want to say normal. It was the same thing. It was a cartridge one on his Kia, but it was easy. So this was the first one where I was like, damn, I had to use all my brain cells and all my previous experiences. And I was like, damn. And that too, when you're going from a shop to mobile, you know, when you're in a shop, you could just leave the car there and be like, okay, well, someone else is going to help me. Or you kind of have the shop resources, right? Like you break something, your boss is going to get mad at you, but they're going to be able to like, okay, well, we'll buy another. It's just gonna, you know.
I mean, when you were there on Sunday, you had me. I was like, I don't know.
Exactly.
The fucking flashlight, dude. I don't
know. I'm just here to make sure you can see. But yeah, that too. Then it's like, okay, well, if I fuck that up, it was gonna come directly out of my pocket, you know. So
that too. I didn't even think about the financial stuff. It was straight up.
It was a whole thing. So, yeah, I'm glad I was able to do that and bring it in together. Lesson learned, definitely.
Don't buy cheap.
But also, stay on your toes. We'll put the part number for that oil filter wrench too, because that thing saves everybody. Like we had one, when I was at Firestone, we had a shop one, and that thing went through the ringer. But I'll tell you what, like it got those oil filters off.
It does make it easier. I've seen you use it. Use it on my car.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's comes in handy.
It's cherry, dude. But yeah, it was like you said. It was a very fun, super. Hold on, man. Super eventful day, to say the least. But what we're gonna do right now? Hold on. I kind of wanted. I liked what we did the last time, where we were breaking down videos. So I started sending myself videos, and
fucking loser.
Yeah. But as funny as it sounds, my oil change was completely easy compared to what we're about to see right here.
Just by looking at the lady.
In just a second.
I already know what's
So here we are. We're sharing the screen. This is coming from McConnor. I don't know.
He's verified though.
He is verified. If you have a bad day, watch this. Well, guess what? We're not having a bad day, but
we want to laugh.
But we want to laugh at people. So here we are. Ready? Go. And I love the music. I love the music. So let's stop it here. I heard you say, "What are you doing?" Right? Or was it you, or was it the video?
Yeah, it was me. I said, "What are you doing?"
Okay, so what's pop?
Why does she have the oil pan? Why is she holding it up?
Right? All right, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page here, brother.
So and then she's tilting it. I know when it gets filled, it's gonna.
So you're learning, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you listen, and I'm glad you are.
It's common sense, bro.
yes, but yes.
Tell me she fucking drinks it,
buddy.
Freddy Krueger ass bitch is gonna end up all burnt.
Carry on.
Oh my god!
And I didn't find the video with the original audio.
Put the phone down and help me.
But she's like, help me, please help me. And then she goes.
He just throws a towel.
No, he goes, throw me a towel or throw me a rag, because she's like, I gotta get clean. Look at her dumbass. Look at her dumbass, dude. And then look at you.
Oh my god.
So for those of you that are just listening, I'm gonna try and put it on my story so that way you guys can, if you need to, you can hop back. But so it's a girl. She's doing an oil change, and it starts with her, and she took out the drain plug, and she has the catch can. She's carrying it like she's bench pressing it, basically.
Yeah, I was like, she's laying on her back and she's holding it with the arms like
directly like under the oil pan. And so it's like, why would you do that? And like my brother brought up before the video ended, it's like that shit's gonna fall on you. Like eventually it's gonna tilt and it's gonna.
That or it's gonna get too heavy for you.
That's exactly what happened. So it spilled a little bit.
And then she's like, help me.
And then she's like, help me. And so she moves it. But again, her dumbass was sitting directly under the drain plug. So when not only did she spill from the catch can, but when she moved, it's still draining the oil, and it drained all over her.
She looks like
And at the end, she ended up being a good sport about it. But it was like, it is.
It looks
it's
like when Peter Parker gets taken over by Venom, and it's like the little, it just starts like
it just starts going over her whole body.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, that's what it is. Venom, right there, dude. And look,
she doesn't have the fucking catch can under the drain plug.
No,
bro.
she didn't, dude.
It's all over.
And look,
Grandpa would have been pissed if that was
dude,
you, big
grandma,
dog.
grandma would have. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And then there's just the
don't just stare at me.
The face of defeat, dude. So there's that, right? And I was like, oh my god, like that's hilarious. I saw this video and I was happy that my weekend didn't go like that. So like, okay, but why didn't the person recording stop her? No, dude.
He knew what he was doing.
Why do you think he was recording?
He knew we needed this
Why do
video.
you think he was recording, dude? And then why doesn't she just put it down on the floor? Imagine a woman holding a transmission to install it. Oh my god. Gender equality. We don't need men. All right, well, whatever, dude. That's original.
So glad it wasn't Hot Boy.
That's true. If it was hot, she would have. Not her.
Okay.
If you guys can read this on the video, like, cool, man. But no.
Hey, at least you didn't lay out cardboard for nothing.
Yep, that's true. Nothing.
That's why we do it on dirt. When we do it at grandma's house, we put it on the dirt.
Throw it back on.
And then we did last time. We threw the dirt over it.
For the record, this is not how you're supposed to change your oil. Yeah, exactly. But
it's gonna be like that one guy, like, oh, guys, this is how to change your brakes in 1 minute, and he shows you how he makes like a 1 minute video. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah, and it's
a young dude that works at the shop.
It like skips, right, or something like that, and it's like, and then there you go, you're all done,
and then you're done.
But okay, so this one too. Okay, so this does happen. All right, let me just explain it. Shout out to Alligator Performance. It says, at a loss for words here. It's a video of a guy. It looks like a Snapchat video actually, because it's the little Snapchat thing, and he impresses me every day. And it's a dude. It's a new guy in the shop.
Hammering away at
and
the
he's
inside
hammering away at the inside of the tire. So then bring it down. Sometimes this does happen. Like, remember your tire when it got stuck and I just donkey kicked it?
Yeah.
Or I told you, like, just donkey kick it.
Yeah.
So that does happen. And when you're in a shop like that and they get stuck, what you can do is you can loosen up the lug nuts, leave one kind of on there, and then you can just get a rubber mallet and hit it from the inside and just smack it from the inside and it'll break loose. A lot of the times it happens on European cars, so BMWs, Mercedes, I don't know why, Volkswagens, I don't know why.
Because they're not Toyotas?
Yeah, but... and then there's this. So he's on a Ford Explorer. So look, he zoomed in. I don't know if you noticed anything. He's never going to get the wheel off.
Hey,
I can't see
take lug nuts off that thing?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Oh, the lug nuts are
The
still
lug nuts are still on. And the guy recording asked him, like, hey, did you take the lug nuts off on that thing? And he's all, yeah.
Let's see it now.
Watch.
I was just looking at. I thought he wasn't hitting the tire or something like that.
Watch, listen.
Hey, did you take the lug nuts off that thing?
He's all, yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy didn't take the lug nuts off. And again, he's new apparently to the shop. The fatigue is sitting in. He's already like super dirty.
This shit should have been not done.
Yeah,
by now.
it was probably just like a tire rotation, and he had to do that with the other 3 wheels, and he's just out of it. So now but yeah, he's
And it's funny because he took the.
Yeah, he took the center cap. He took the center cap out.
The lug nuts are exposed. Usually, you don't have the. I know on the was it an Excursion or is it an Explorer?
No, this is an Explorer.
It has a cap and it has like the Ford emblem on it.
Yeah, exactly.
You take that off and then you get to the
you
lug
just
nuts.
pry
So
it
he almost had it.
Yeah.
The cap is off and the lug nuts are just still there.
If you're high and you
know it, clap your hands. Don't smoke meth.
When you hire
tweakers, you almost hire no.
Oh, I read this too, and it's like you almost hire anyone.
Shit, hire me. I'll take the nuts off.
Yeah, that too. It's like, I mean, at a certain, I don't want to say that they hire anybody, like shops hire anybody, but at a certain point, you do have to just be like, all right, let's get a new guy in, and we'll train him, and we'll go from there. So there's gonna be mistakes like that, and I got no problem with it. Like it'd be different if the dude was doing real damage. Then I'd be like, all right, dude, no. But he's hitting the tire. Nothing's gonna happen. He's just gonna get super tired, and hopefully these tires aren't too
somebody
old,
tells him,
and they'll tell him eventually.
Hopefully
They're gonna tell him,
like, "Hey, dude, it's not funny anymore. You want to go home."
I'm pretty sure after this video, the dude was like, "Oh, so you took the lug nuts off, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know why I was gonna say," and he probably just went like, "Oh, well, go look." And the guy probably went around and was like, "Ah,
shit."
But yeah, I kind of like that. When I hear that, y'all hire anyone. But again, if it's like someone that's joyriding and stuff, then yeah, it's like, why are you guys hiring?
That or how do you know it's not
Yeah,
dude's son
yeah,
or his nephew or
but the
something
dude,
like that?
dude, it's happened. It happens. I'm telling you right now, it happens. I've done it. I've even done it where it's like, why isn't this coming off? And I have just one there, and I'm like, oh shit. Not to that extreme. It hasn't happened to me to that extreme where I'm like, come on. But I'll like, what the fuck? And I'm like pulling it, and I'm like, what the hell? Oh shit. So, but yeah, this. Good luck to him, man. He's gonna be on a long journey. I hope. I hope this
Good
dude.
kid.
I hope it wasn't his last time at the shop. But this one was. These are like going around right now, and these are funny.
It's okay.
It's not okay though. It's not.
'Cause,
You know,
okay,
on Roblox.
So it's Kim Kardashian. It's a little meme,
okay.
and then, well, it
It's
says
not okay,
POV.
though.
The
It's
internet is
not,
teasing you
you
for
know,
being a
on
UTI
Roblox.
graduate, and then it's like UTI graduates.
Kim
okay.
Kardashian.
Yeah, it's Kim
not
Kardashian,
okay,
and
though.
I find it
It's
funny
not,
because
you know, on Roblox.
okay, so there's
It's okay.
there's
It's not okay.
a girl that used to work where I work at. I'm actually gonna
Where you at now?
yeah, she used to work there. She definitely doesn't listen to the podcast, but if she does, I don't care. Her name is Liz. I was gonna say her name was Liz. That's not the reason why she doesn't work there anymore, okay, guys? Like she's still, I don't know if she's healthy, but I'm sure she's still alive. So, her name is Liz, and she was an alignment technician. And when I got there, they were putting me on the alignment rack, right? And so she was kind of there, and she would call me new guy. I get it. After like a couple days, cool. But after a while, when no one else was calling me new guy, and she still was, I found it very annoying. And there was times where I wanted like to be a dick with her and like,
Bitch,
hey,
shut
yeah.
up.
And then she would try to explain to me things, and she didn't know I worked at Firestone, so it's not her fault. But
You
she
didn't know you were already
yeah,
experienced?
but she was like, oh, the toe and the caster and the camera and this and that. But she would do it like with a
Like in a
smart ass
condescending
voice.
way?
Yeah, dude, like, you know what I'm talking about? And I would be like, yeah, the toe is, in or out. The caster is forward and back. The camber's, like this. She's, oh, okay, so you do know. And I was like, yeah, bitch, fuck off. All right, do you know? So apparently she went to UTI. She didn't finish, but again, she fell victim to them, and she took out a loan. They made her buy Snap-on tools. Like they had a list, and they were like, "You need this," so she got all this stuff. So it's a bunch of funny things that are gonna happen right now, right? So that happened. Everybody else found her annoying. When we break the toe on semi trucks, it's the cross tube, and we put a big ass pipe wrench on it. And when sometimes they're rusted, what I'll do is I'll hang from the frame, and then I'll just kick it like how I was trying to break it, trying to take out the oil filter, and boom, I'll do it. And her, well, I mean, your boy's a little heavy in the ass over here.
A buck
A buck
50.
50 out the womb. She was too light in the ass, so she couldn't do it. So she would, and she had this annoying voice. So she would be, Roger. And so Roger would come and help her out because, Roger's fucking 6'4", like 250, looking like Rob Gronkowski and shit. So he would break the toe and then whatever. So she was just all around annoying, just an annoying person, and not everybody liked her in the shop. No one really liked her in the shop. The homie Pedro hated her with a passion. Like he just did not like her at all. And yeah, one day I was still on the floor. I was doing like bushings or something like that, and they were like, "Oh, here." The boss was like, "Here, go do this." And then "Oh, Pedro, help him out because it was kind of slow." And Pedro's like, "Okay." And I didn't know Pedro at the time. All right, we're best buds now, but at the time I was like, "Whatever, all right, cool." So he kind of knew what he was doing. We were learning together, and which was funny. He was like, "Let's put the two idiots that don't know what they're doing and see what happens." We got it done, by the way. And then that happens. And apparently she had been telling the boss for the longest, like, I want to move up now. I want to move up. But the boss knew she wasn't ready. And of course, we weren't busy. So he told Pedro just to hop on it, like, real quick. You're not doing anything anyway. Make us some money. Well, she didn't like that, right? So we're doing that. We go to lunch. We come back. We're finishing up. Hey, where's Liz? Bro, she didn't come back. She didn't even clock back in. She just left. She left.
During lunch?
During lunch. Uniform on. I'm out of here. And nobody thought anything of it because she lived close to the shop. So they're just like, oh, she always goes home to eat lunch or whatever. So we're like, all right, cool. But then after I would say like an hour, then people were like, wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Where
Where is she? So it even took us a while. So anyways, so it just when I saw that video of the whole UTI and us, because we were all made fun of her, like, dude, you went to UTI, you didn't even finish, and like, for what? You're not ahead of any of us. Because then after that, she went like shop jumping. She went to like Penske. She went to she went to like
all the
FedEx.
fucking clients that you guys know.
She went to other shops and she didn't last like no more than a month. How do we know? We know, dude. It's a
I'm telling you, it's all
small
the
area.
clients. All you guys'
Yeah, yeah.
clients.
So-
only that where your guys' shop is at.
Yeah.
There's fucking 16 shops.
Exactly.
It's all shops.
But
It's all shops. It's an industrial
and
area.
then one of the big ones, our tool guy, our Cornwall guy, he was like, "Oh yeah, I seen her at the other shops, and she's not cutting it, dude."
It's like every month I go to different shops and she's at all of them.
Yeah, dude. Like every time, I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck? What's going on here?" But yeah, she and I just thought it was funny because it's like, dude, you're gonna go to a school like that, a trade school, where they make you take out these massive loans and they have you need these tools now, or else you're not gonna be able to continue on our thing. When you can just go to the local community college.
I was gonna say that we're not hating on UTI.
No, if you got there's
there
a
is
bunch
people
of
out there
people.
that there is people out there that when UTI they finish and they know
and
what the fuck they're doing.
Fantastic.
They're
technicians.
they're good, but you win an ELAC. You say it all the time. You win an ELAC. They let you borrow tools there.
Yeah.
You paid almost nothing for the tuition.
Nope.
You finished in 2 years.
Yeah.
Two,
Like 2.5 years.
2 years, 2.5 years.
Got my certificate and I was out.
Your certificate for everything, and that you got it on what on everything. You got the AC, you got the lube tech, you did everything there. You did everything
Yeah,
there.
so I know a little bit of everything.
You didn't have to drop. You didn't have to. You did, but you didn't have to drop 1 cent on tools.
Nah.
You did.
Like going through it, every
going
now and
through
then you're
it,
like, you know what? Let
but
me
it
get a
wasn't
ratchet
like-
set.
It
Let me
wasn't
get some
like it wasn't
wrenches.
in the fucking syllabus of the class where it's like, all right, here's
dude.
what you got to do.
No, we had it
By the
all
second
there.
week, you got to buy $15,000 worth of tools.
Exactly.
Like, nope, it was all there.
And so so when I saw that, I was like, it's true though. Like everybody's shitting on them because they're that too. I think when they come out of those schools, they're like, oh, like I know more. Like I was in the shop industry. Like, dude, shut up, dude. This guy that just walked out from the street and has been here a year and a
Fucking
half.
Jose over
Yeah,
here.
he already knows more than you, and he didn't drop a dime, dude. So, and the same thing, it could go either way. There's a bunch of fucking idiots, that'll just walk up to the shop and then, but yeah. So I thought it was funny because it was like, yeah, that's definitely how she was. She was proud of herself that she went to UTI, even though she didn't finish.
She was proud that she
And
didn't
then not only that, she had lent the homie Robert something like a specific tool, and she had never used it, but they told her, you need this tool, you need to buy it. But it was because it's for part of the drivetrain, and Robert borrowed it and he kept it, and she left, and then he was just like, well, it's mine now. And she ain't coming back for it. And it was a Snap-on one, and I think like 2 weeks ago it finally like kind of crapped out, like, and rounded out the socket, and he just swapped it out, and he has a brand new one. He's like, look, I got a brand new one. I didn't have to pay for it. And I was like, yeah, thanks to Liz, dude. Like, what the But it was just this video was just hilarious to me because it's like, yeah, that's how she was. Don't get me wrong. If you're proud of that, you're proud of that. But at the same time, it's like
No, it's not. On
you're going
Roblox.
from shop to shop, and then just the whole Kim
It's not
Kardashian
okay,
crying
though,
face
it's
is
not.
hilarious to me. Then we have this too.
Younger than me.
This is
These are the
POV.
only people with ideas.
You show the Master
You
Tech a
cannot
more
give me
efficient way
any
to get the
advice.
job
Younger
done.
than me. These are the only people with ideas. You cannot give me any advice. Younger than me.
So
Did you show Roger?
yeah, no, I don't think I did. But it is true. It's funny because like they're okay, depending on how the person is, but there is people that are like, oh, like you can't tell me what, like, dude, I've
It's not
been
even
here.
just this.
It's
the
just
car,
a
it's
person.
everywhere.
Yeah,
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
dude.
no,
You
for
can-
sure. Like exactly. Like even if like in retail, if you have like that shitty
Yeah.
manager and you're like, oh, what if we
Oh,
just
I fold the shirts this way.
yeah, and it's like, I don't,
Bitch, shut
I don't
up. They're
care, dude.
folded.
They're folded. They look nice. Like people are still buying them. But yeah, in this specific case, there are people that are like that. You're like, hey, like maybe
Maybe in
try
the
and do
comments
this.
when you tell the master lube tech that not all cars use 5W20.
Oh, yeah, dude. Not all of them are the same. Labeled as a shade tree mechanic, they call it lazy. Old heads rather work harder than smarter.
That's true.
That's true. Like
I just think they just don't know how to work.
maybe
they don't
that
know the little
too.
shortcuts.
But I
and stuff.
have gone around where people are like, oh, why don't you just use a ratchet or just a hand tool? And it's like, because dude, I got this electric ratchet. That's just
This is
gonna
a battery,
what
cordless,
The
fool.
fuck,
What the
dude?
fuck?
It's just gonna spin it out like something.
My forms are on fire, bro.
Yeah, for real, dude. It's like, nah, most master techs will be welcome to learning new shit. The gravy techs will get angry. Yeah. Like again, it's not all master techs, but there are some that are fucking just assholes, and then there are the ones that are like, oh shit, like let me see that tool, and then they'll buy it after.
You're telling me all I had to do was this?
You're telling me that all I needed to do was this and that. But look, I'm telling you, this template of like of thing, like POV became a trained automotive technician without enrolling in UTI.
Suddenly you're my peer. You do what I do because you're funny and you can make people laugh. I committed my life to this. What a joke.
And I feel like that's how Liz was. Like
you take these shortcuts.
You in the community college?
Yeah, not even that. I never even told her that. I just from the get go. And again, it's safe to assume that like the people you're trying to teach, they don't know anything.
You're assuming you're teaching them because they don't
know anything. But at the same time, it's like I was talking to her and she was trying to explain shit, and I was like, yeah, oh no, I understand that. So she was like, oh, okay. Well, do you know that, like, trying to get me on something? Yeah. It's like, leave me alone.
I remember you were telling me and John the story of when you first went. When John told you the first, like, oh, they're hiring, they need somebody at the shop, and you went with your boss, and he was walking around, he was kind of talking to you. Yeah. And then you told him like, you told him like, oh yeah, like I know I worked at Firestone. You're like, oh, and he was like, oh, so you like cars, and you're like, yeah. He's like,
yeah, I was like a little bit.
And he straight up told you like, all right, because we've hired a bunch of fucking idiots. Don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, it doesn't end up good.
He said like, oh, we've hired a bunch of people that don't know what the difference between their fucking ass and a wrench. All right, so and I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I know that. I know that, and yeah, it's just it's not even that. Again, it's okay to assume that I didn't know anything. But after having a 5-minute conversation where we were breaking shit down,
it's like, oh, okay.
Like you should, like, come on, dude. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, I thought it was
Suddenly
funny.
You're my
Somebody
peer.
call Sal.
You do what I do because you're funny and you can make
all
people
that
laugh.
money just to
I
be in the
committed my
same
life to
position
this.
as a self-taught tech, shaking my head. Kids love student loan debt.
I worked my ass off to get where I am.
If you're gonna go the route, go ahead.
Community
college, it's the wave, brother. It's the wave. It's the wave. Let's see what else did I send myself. Oh, this one was a good one. All right.
Mechanics, you have been warned several times to quit calling engineers soft hands, and you continue to do so. So today, you're getting sanctions. All engineers, starting today, you will be putting at least 2 splash guards or heat shields in front of regular service items. This includes belts, fluid reservoirs, and oil filters. Also, all heat shields will have an electrical connector that will cause a no start, no crank if they are not plugged in. So no, you cannot just remove this. Now, to our mechanics, we are prepared to remove these sanctions. However, you need to appoint a negotiator within the next 7 days. If you fail to do so, the sanctions will increase. I heard you guys like starters inside of bell housings. Keep playing. How are their hands so fucking rough? Mechanics, you have been...
So this is obviously an engine. So there's always been this, like, rivalry between mechanics and engineers. Engineers, usually the ones who build the cars, like, from the ground up. They design them, They design the cars, so they work with the manufacturers. And then you get the mechanics, and you're like, why do I need to take off 5 bolts to get to this drain plug, right? Like the homie Pedro on his Infinity, he's got to take off the whole, like, panel on the bottom. And mine has one. Mine has one, too.
Mine does, too.
You know what they did? On yours, they cut a hole out, and then they put a little service panel so you could get it out, right?
You take that one out, yeah.
Mine, they just cut a hole in it. So you can just get to it.
It's easy, yeah.
And so it's like, oh, well, the engineers thought of that. And then in this video, so I didn't know that either. Apparently, mechanics call them soft hands because they have soft hands. They don't actually work on the cars, right? And so this guy's breaking it down like, oh, if you guys keep calling us soft hands, like we're going to start doing this. We're going to start putting heat shields, splash guards in front of everything. And it's like, that's really how it is. It really do be like that. They just... throw it on there because they can for no reason, dude. And I just thought it was hilarious because that too, when I was at Firestone, and shout out to Patty, she said that she was out with friends or something like that. One of her friends was with her boyfriend, and she was like introducing them and everything. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, he was like, oh, how's it going? That. So what do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm an engineer." And Patty was like,
"You motherfucker!"
She was like, what kind of engineer? And then he was like, "Hi, what's going on?" And that his girlfriend,
tell me now.
She was like, "Oh, she's a mechanic." And he was like, "Oh, no, I'm a whatever, like I'm like medical engineer." Yeah, so it's different. She's like, "All right, cool. You're cool, dude. You're cool. You're good." But yeah, like engineers. And then that too at the end, he's like, "I heard you guys like starters and bow housings." So that's in the transmission. Like that, it's the worst, dude. They'll wherever you can. Signaling it's like more efficient or to save space and things like that. They'll just throw random shit. Like one of the worst things that I hate that engineers have ever done is on Audis. And Porsches, well, because Audi makes Porsches, Macans and all that. And BMWs too. They decided, oh, we don't need a dipstick. What we're gonna do is it's gonna have a little sensor or whatever. And what you got to do is when you're done filling up the oil, you have to let the car run for like 20 minutes, and then it's gonna come out in the dash and it'll tell you. Well, guess what? If you run the car for 20 minutes and the fucking oil's low, guess what's gonna fucking happen? That shit's gonna blow up, right? And you know what? It pisses me off because it happened to me on an Audi, and I did it, and I kept going, and I was running it, and it still said low. It still said low. Guess what I did? Kept putting more oil, putting more oil, putting more oil. Bro, I got to like 8 quarts, I think, and it was a SUV, so I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna take, it makes sense. That last like half quart I put on, the car didn't start, brother. I had to drain everything, and then we did it again, and it finally read like, okay, fine. You motherfucker. But at that point, I had put so much oil, it blew through all the seals. Yeah. So there was white smoke coming out of the exhaust. They had to take it back to the dealership, to Audi. They redid the all the exhaust all the exhaust gaskets, and then they did the head gasket too, because it just blew through it. But I was like, and my boss was like, he wasn't even like, he was mad, but he was just like, dude, like,
that's fucking
it's all right, dude.
Because
I was telling them, like, dude, look, I'm putting, and it still says it's like super low, not even at the minimum, like below the minimum. And they're just like, all right, well, it's out of court. And I just kept going, and I was just like, dude, this is so stupid. And it got. So if you're doing it's so dumb. It's so dumb. I hate it. And it's like, why, dude? Literally a dipstick. Just put a dipstick in.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with that?
Or not even anything.
Something that
let the fucking
something like
the
put a window in it.
Cannon, yeah, like something you can see the oil and be like, okay, it's good.
Just let it be. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. But yeah, I mean, we hit 50 minutes.
I want to bring something up real quick. Yeah, I think you had brought up in an episode before talking about, I think NASCAR. I don't know if it was a NASCAR documentary or an F1 documentary. And I think on Instagram, I came up on a reel, and it might have been a clip from that. And I was talking about the NASCAR, the pit crews.
Yeah.
And I was talking about, I found it interesting because I just thought they showed up on race day and they were like, oh cool, you're doing this. They were interviewing a guy, and he's like, oh yeah, this is how it is to be in a pit crew. On Mondays we go in. He's like, we work out, and then I guess somebody in the comments were like, well, you work out? He's like, yeah, we work out. He's like, the guy that they were interviewing, he's the one that was in charge of putting the fuel, the gas. Mm-hmm. He would put the gas, like the gas tank weighs 50 to 100 pounds depending on how much
fuel they need.
He's like, so I can't just show up 2-3 days out of the month. And he's like, so we get together.
Gotta be fit,
he's like, we work a 40-hour job, or like 36 or something like that, Monday through Thursday. We get there in the morning. We all work out together to build chemistry. After that, we go run. We do cardio.
Yeah.
After that, he's like, we do pit crew simulations for the rest of the day. And it's just like, oh, they have a car pull up, and oh, this car needs oil. Oh shit, change the oil on the fly.
Tires.
Oh no, you need to change the tire, but the big ass lug nut broke. What are you gonna do? You just go through a bunch of scenarios, and oh, you ran out of water. How are you gonna give him water? And a bunch of shit. Yeah. And I just started amazing. I was like, holy fuck, it's a job, dude.
Yeah, it's a full-on job.
It had never came into my head that these guys clock in and clock out every day. They pay taxes.
It's a full sport.
I just thought it was just, oh, we have a race tomorrow, guys. Who can show up? Yeah. Oh, me. Okay, you're gonna put the gas. You're changing the tires. You're holding the sign up for them to stop. And I was like, holy fuck, that's crazy, bro.
Well, I'm sure if you on Netflix they did the F1 documentary. So it's Drive to Survive. And so it just follows all the F1 teams throughout the season. And they started doing it with NASCAR. But yeah, like F1, that's like the most expensive racing you can do. Like it's millions and millions of dollars. So they gotta win. So if the pit crew's not on point, it's happened. There's videos all across the internet where the dude doesn't put on the lug nut right, or he misses it, or they trip over something, or they don't pour the gas, they don't take the gas can out, and the driver will lose it because he's like, my job is to drive the fucking car. Your job is to just do, and that's why, like for certain pit crews, depending on how the race is, like you said, one guy's literally just putting fuel in the car. Yeah. The other guy's literally with just the impact gun and just just hitting the lug nuts. Yeah. One dude's putting the wheels back on. That's it, because everything's got to be fast and efficient. And yeah, dude, there's whole camps like. They do tryouts too, like
that's what they want to get like the hiring process. Mm-hmm. After they get into like the orientation, I guess, or whatever, and the paperwork, and okay, we're still gonna try you out.
Yeah.
So they go and then, all right, cool, go
It's a
do this. And then I
whole
seen a
little
video
camp.
of it was like NASCAR back then, like in early 90s, before
dude.
modern technology, and they're there with the
Straight
jack. Just
Yeah.
and then and then I think the average time to change a tire, well, the video I saw was like they were comparing it.
Yeah.
The one from the 90s, the tire change was like 2.9 seconds or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then like, oh, today, and then just and like the jack they use, it's like an air compressed jack.
Yeah,
it's
so
not, it's not a hand. It's not
like
a hand
one
one.
thing. It just
You go in and it just whoop,
Yeah.
and then they push a button or
Yeah,
the hold or
it's a
something.
little-
And it just whoop,
yeah.
it goes up, and yeah, I think it was like 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, it's
to refuel and change all 4 tires.
quick.
I was like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
bro. Not only that, I seen some cars back then they used to have all 5 lug nuts.
Yeah. Now
These
some
are just,
some
it's
is just a center.
It's just a big one big one. So
Yeah.
you just have a big ass fucking
Yeah, it's just a big ass socket.
yeah.
Just takes it off, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's cool. Honestly, like if I had that opportunity, like I would do it. Like I remember one time too, like we would fuck around at Firestone. Like, all right, ready, go. And we try to do it, and it's just too hard, man.
That was crazy, dude.
But
And then
it's cool.
not only that, they're wearing the uniform the whole time.
Oh
those
yeah,
fire,
dude.
those
They,
fire
the
resistant suits,
the fire
and that
retardant
shit's
suits.
heavy.
And they gotta wear helmets and stuff too.
NASCAR's during the summer.
Oh, man.
So it's fucking 115
on the
degrees.
tarmac.
Yeah, dude.
You're
Fuck
dealing
that.
with those tires that are stupid
yeah.
hot. They're
But yeah, dude, it just amazed me. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, these dudes
I
go
like-
to work like just like we do.
I like
They
watching.
practice all day.
I like watching like fail videos on those things, like like bad pit stops or whatever. Even where it's like the driver will go too far, and there's been times where like the driver will run.
Did you
over
send one to me and John, or did I just see it? I seen
Might
one
have
where the guy forgets to put the sign to let the car know when to stop,
Oh,
or
he's-
where and the car goes and he hits the guy
with the
opposing
jack
sign,
or
he
something.
hits somebody, and then he's like, "Oh, sorry." He puts the sign up, and the driver's like, "Well, what the? It's too
like,
fucking late now."
Yeah, like why
I
are
already
you
ran
here?
this dude
Yeah,
over.
It's already done. But yeah, dude, the pit crews are cool, and they're their own people too. Like they're
Yeah,
a
they're their own
wildlife
little-
group. Yeah, their own little language. I've seen too. Like for Ferrari, there's a dude that has the little Guido from Cars, the one
Cars?
beat stop. He has that tattooed, and then it's like he just has it red, and then with like the Ferrari sign on it. It's
That's
pretty cool
dope.
because it's like, yeah, that's him. But yeah, it's not bad. An hour. It's gonna end up being a full hour. That's cool. But I hope you guys enjoyed our episode. I hope we sound crystal clear. I hope my breathing's not all over this thing, and nothing really went out with the recording. Not like last time. I know, dude. And honestly, the last episode is trash.
Oh yeah, sorry,
dude.
Well, I don't got to. My brother's the one that edits the video.
I was over
He
it
didn't,
already.
He
and I was
didn't
like,
notice it. You said it was fine, right? And then you
Yeah,
told
and
me-
then after
we talked like the day after, and you're like, dude, it's fucked up.
yeah, dude. Like after a certain point, I think when the camera went out, it just didn't sync or whatever. It didn't
Yeah.
sync back. So like we're talking, and then there's sound, and then after a while it comes back, but it's like it just looks stupid. So if you heard it, cool. If you saw it,
Sorry.
sorry, it's out there. But whatever. You know, no one's perfect. But we appreciate you guys. That Mother's Day's coming up. Give her the gift of maintenance on her car. Right?
Maintenance, a detail,
A detail,
or a shirt,
or a
a
shirt.
hat.
Head over to thehighsgarage.com. You can find all that there.
Get your T-shirt and your hat combo.
Yeah. Look. You book with us to get the oil change done, her service done, and then she's like, "Oh my God, mijo, that was so nice of you." And then you pop up, "Oh, what? They're not done yet." You get the car detailed, so now she can go road tripping with the other senoras and look good in style. And
After church at the Mercadito.
there you go. And the car's gonna be clean. That oil light's gonna be off.
yo.
Tires can be rotated if you want. All you gotta do is hit our line 323-351-8879. Call to make an appointment. Sunday, we're not doing anything just because it is Mother's Day. But Saturday, let us know anytime before 4. After that, we're donezo for the day. But get at us. It's a good Mother's Day gift. Who doesn't love a
Yeah.
clean car and,
Oh, yeah.
and their car to be
And if you order a
maintenance?
couple shirts, get your T-shirt and hat bundle. We'll deliver it to you
We'll
over
do it
there.
too, yeah, we'll just boom. Here you go. We're already here. Might as well. Definitely follow the Revloshow movie. Follow the Revloshow. They are on Spotify. They used to do videos. Now they're only doing audio. Perfectly fine. It's perfect. It's good. On Spotify, it's the Revloshow. Listen to their past catalog. Listen to their new catalog, and listen to us. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate the support. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We'll catch you on the next one. And as always, keep it boy high built.